I can tell you that if you're not setting goals, you're not going to accomplish the goal. But there's probably 100 other things that I can't tell you you're missing out on, and you'll never know. And some of those things might be the best things that ever happened to you. That's what I would say.
For most people that I coach, when we create goals, I just have a bunch of new clients actually that are creating goals. It has nothing to do with getting the goal. It has to do with getting some direction, getting some momentum, getting some consistency, getting some habits.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another episode of Next Level University, where we teach you how to level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. We hope you enjoyed our latest episode. Episode number 1416, When Life Knocks You Down, What Do You Do? Today, for episode number 1417, one feeling we all need. I have to say this every week. It's just the way it goes. We record all of our episodes on Monday. Yesterday was Sunday. I got up, I went to the gym, I got home, and Sundays are usually date days for my beautiful wife, Taryn, and I. And I said, okay, I have a couple thoughts. One, I can take you up to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, a beautiful town on the water. There's a lot to do there. You can walk around. It's amazing. Or we can stay in, and I will cook you dunch. We call
dinner and lunch.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there another name for it? People call it something? Supper?
I've never heard dunch before, but
well, that's Taryn's.
Makes sense.
And now I use it, so now it is world famous because of her. So I said, well, we can stay home, and I'll cook you dunch. And she said, that would be amazing. I want that. I don't really want to drive that far. You could cook me dunch. I said, what would you like? And she said, steak. And I said, no.
Nice.
Not going to make steak. Absolutely not.
Respect it.
I don't like steak. I'm not going to make it. And she said, I'd really like steak. I'd really like if you made me steak. And I said, I will have a burger then, and I will make you steak. So then her dad called a little while after that. She said, do you mind if Pops comes over tonight? Instantly, the pressure went up. I'm just making steak for my wife. Now I'm making steak for my wife and my father-in-law. The pressure, it nearly got to me. I said, yes. Have them over. I'll figure this out. So then I started looking up recipes. I got to figure out, what do I need? I got into chef mode, okay? So I go to the store. I get steak. I got potatoes. I got seasoning. I got green beans. I got everything you need. All of the stuff. I got it. Come home. All right, here we go. I put on music. I have myself a Guinness, and I get to work. If you don't know, you can do, if you're watching or listening, you probably know this, but you can do baked potatoes in the air fryer, okay? Throw a little olive oil on there, on the skin. Throw a little salt on there. Half hour, flip them, another 15, 20 minutes. It's the best thing ever. So I go through all this. I make the steak, make my burgers, make the green beans, make the baked potatoes, and I serve it.
I'm so hungry right now.
Yeah, I am too. I am very hungry. So I served it. And Taryn and her dad were like, this is amazing. This steak is amazing. You crushed it, Kev. And they said, this baked potato is amazing. These green beans, they're all right. They're green beans. Nothing against green beans, but there's only so much you can do with them. And I had this overwhelming sense of accomplishment, which is very strange because I feel very accomplished very often because we get to do this and coaching calls and all that. I get a lot of accomplishment, and I'm very grateful for that. But it was a different level of accomplishment for me. I don't know why. I don't know if it's something that I've never done before. I've never been complimented on my cooking, ever, of all time. Never. Because I don't identify as very good at it, and I don't do it very often. But I do believe that is one feeling we all need, is accomplishment. What's the difference between a job that sucks and a job that is hard but meaningful? I would argue that the job that is hard but meaningful has accomplishment. You might get to the end of the day and say, wow, that was a really hard day, but I feel like I accomplished a lot. I say that all the time. We'll have a really long day, and I'll get to the end, and I'll say, wow, today was hard. It was heavy, it was long, and it was overwhelming, but I feel very, very accomplished. So my question to you is, where are you getting accomplishment? When's the last time you truly felt like you accomplished something, and you reflected and said, wow, I'm really grateful that I did that. I'm really fulfilled because I did that. It was a very important thing for me to connect because I kind of like cooking now. And I think the reason is I didn't think I could do it. And I know this probably sounds very simple, but I didn't think I could do it. Then I did something relatively decent, and I feel very accomplished. I'm proud of that. So I wanted to share that in this episode, and now I'm also very hungry. My belly is rumbling.
Same. The feeling of accomplishment, you mentioned something there that I want to latch onto here.
Latch it.
You said, I would argue that the job that you feel more accomplished at is the one that's more fulfilling.
I didn't say that at all, but let's go with it.
What did you say?
It's gone. I could have said anything.
You said something
Definitely
more
I said
meaningful? More meaningful, maybe?
What I think I said.
I would argue that the job that you feel more accomplished at is more meaningful. Is that fair?
No. Maybe. I don't know. I think I said, what's the difference between a job that sucks and a job that is difficult but meaningful? That's what I said.
There you go. Okay.
What I said was better than what you said.
A fair assessment. There's two things I think here that I want to try to bring up. One is the feeling of accomplishment is so important. That's one of the best feelings in the entire world.
When's the last time you thought about that before this episode?
Feeling accomplished?
How important feeling accomplished was?
Consciously? Not. It's been a while.
Same.
It's been a while, yeah.
Same.
We have that. We feel that way often without... it's a duality. I want to share this. It's a duality. Kevin and I are shooting for a lot of goals that are far outside our current consciousness and capabilities and capital. And so we fail forward. So we're failing a lot. Failing constantly. We're outside our comfort zone. We're outside our competence zone. So it's not like day to day we feel like we're crushing it. At least I don't. But I do feel accomplished very, very, very consistently, simultaneously, while also feeling massively behind. And I think that duality is really important. The two things that I really want to bring up here is, number one, feeling accomplished is so important. If you don't feel accomplished, you're leaving a lot of fulfillment on the table. It's not the whole equation, but it's a big part of it. The second part of the equation that I don't think you had mentioned, Kev, calling you out,
please,
is the job that you have growth at is most likely the one. Jim Rohn has that great quote. It's not what you're making here, it's what are you becoming here? Well, what if you are making a lot of money, helping a lot of people in a deeply meaningful way? Yeah, it's hard and challenging, but you're also growing towards the type of person you want to become. That, I think, is where the fulfillment would be. And so, yeah, I want to talk a little bit about accomplishment and how important it is. If you don't feel accomplished in fitness, accomplished in your relationship, accomplished as a person, accomplished in your career. I'm obsessed with career. I'm obsessed with career development. I'm obsessed with achievement. I love it. Success is a word that resonates deeply with me. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, I think there's nothing more meaningful in life than growing toward a deeply meaningful goal, toward a life of growth and contribution. I don't want to sound like a bumper sticker, but what would be the point of life if you don't have goals and growth and contribution and developing skills? All you can become with all you have and leveraging your gifts. I've been in places in my life for short times of nihilism where I was hopeless and I wasn't feeling accomplished and I wasn't maximizing my potential and I wasn't helping people and I wasn't serving. Yeah, having 26 clients is super difficult, but it also is really, really fulfilling. I have one client who sold her house for over $500,000, and I was there for the conversations of how challenging that was. I've had clients sell their businesses for millions of dollars, multi-millions. It's cool. It's really cool to succeed. It's really cool to achieve your dreams, and to help other people achieve their dreams is my dream. So, best thing in the world, in my opinion.
I would say so. I can't imagine many better feelings, especially when you decide. You have a question?
Do you remember? Yeah, I do. Okay. I've been achievement oriented my whole life. Sharing that, I'm vulnerable about it because I don't want to come off as arrogant or whatever. But yeah, I've always been very future and achievement oriented. That's very true. As someone who wasn't as achievement oriented, do you remember what it was like to not be achieving much?
Definitely.
What would you say to that person to try to encourage them to love it more or set more goals or whatever? I don't know if, I think we should sell me on goals. Why should I set goals? Why should I try to achieve, even if it's something as simple as cooking dinner for my family?
Ooh, man.
The old Kev might not have even done that, right? Old Kev would be like, "Nah, let's order out," right?
Probably. Well, part of it too is I know how much it lights Taryn up. So there's a lot of layers. I didn't really want to do it, but then when I said, okay, I'm going to do it, I said I want to do it to the best of my ability. I want to make sure it's really good. I don't want to half-ass it. Many of the byproducts of setting goals are actually better than the actual completion of the mission. So I can tell you that if you're not setting goals, you're not going to accomplish the goal. But there's probably 100 other things that I can't tell you you're missing out on, and you'll never know. And some of those things might be the best things that ever happened to you. That's what I would say.
Unbelievably well said.
Hi everyone, my name is Amanda. I am a dental hygienist and a mom of 2 teenagers. I was first introduced to Kevin and Alan about 3 years ago. So that led me to book a consultation with Alan, and I showed up to that call in the lowest spot that I have been at in my entire life. He is a good human that genuinely wants the best in your life, your future, your love, your relationships, your wealth, and you have the chance to be in the same room or on the same call or have these two in your life in any way, then you are blessed.
I've been trying to articulate that in blogs and podcast episodes for many, many years. Most of what we think we want in life that's wonderful and meaningful is actually a byproduct of achieving goals. There's a book called Measure What Matters. And it's a consultant that was at the beginning of Google 24 years ago. Did you know Google is only 24 years old?
I wouldn't if you didn't tell me. You've told me many times, which has seeped into my brain at this point.
I'm 34, so when I was 10, makes sense. Do you remember Googling on the Macs in middle school?
I don't remember a ton. I remember Oregon Trail, and I remember Hamsters or Gerbils, or whatever game that was. I was fired.
What was it? Rainbow Road Gerbils or whatever?
Yeah. I need to get a hold of that.
Back on the first Macintosh computer, way back.
I need to get a hold on that.
Definitely. You could probably get it on your phone now.
Dangerous
game. So, what was I talking about?
Gerbils.
No. Before that, Google.
Goals.
Oh, Measure What Matters. Yeah, Emilia recommended a book, Measure What Matters. This is probably a year into our relationship when she didn't fully understand, and understandably, we hadn't had a lot of math conversations back then. And she didn't understand how deeply I understood all this ahead of time. So she's like, there's this great book, Measure What Matters. And they have this thing called OKRs. It's objectives and key results. So O is objectives, KR is key results. And I joked with her and I said, yeah, I read the book. And I said, okay, duh. Just being playful. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, this is, I can't imagine not having numbers and goals to benchmark against. And then I fast forward. I do realize that that's not how everyone lives their life. I'm on the basketball court calculating my shot percentage in real time while I'm just practicing. I don't know how not to do that. Emilia and I'll give you a tiny example about this real quick. We were at the Lincoln Park, not the band. We were at the actual state park in Rhode Island, and we have these egg sandwiches. Have you ever gotten a bacon, egg, and cheese croissant at Jumbo Donuts, my friend?
Definitely.
They are so good. So good. It's Sunday morning, and I'm saying egg, and then upstairs, Emilia says, Sammy. I say egg. She says, Sammy. It's like a thing. It's awesome. We have our own little rap about it. So anyways, I said, sweetheart, we were just sitting by the lake and we're eating our egg sammies, and I said, these are unbelievable. So I finished my 2. I get 2, she gets 1. Usually she eats about 2/3 of what I eat. So anyways, she's also 2/3 of my size. So I said, sweetheart, these egg sandwiches, they never miss. I said, how many times do you think we've been to Jumbo Donuts in the last, I don't know, year? She's like, we've probably gotten these like 8 times. I was like, okay, so 8 plus I'm getting 2 the last few times. So that's like 13 sandwiches. I calculated it. And 13 sandwiches. Have you had a single sandwich that wasn't like phenomenal? 10 out of 10? And she's like, no. And I was like, Jumbo's knows what they're doing. They know what they don't miss, man. Now, the place is not, if anyone from Jumbo's is listening, I apologize, but this place doesn't look that good. You guys have got to get it together on the outside. It's a place that's way better food than you would think. Yeah. It's like one of those dives, But here's my point of this whole thing. I'm always thinking about numbers in every single second of every single day. I think in numbers. And there's 4 modalities of thinking. I'm not going to go through them all, or I guess I won't go deep on them all. There's energy, there's pictures, there's numbers, and there's words. Kevin thinks in words. We've talked about it. I think in numbers. We all have all 4, but we have one really big one. What's my point of all this? Okay. If you're not super goal-oriented...
I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say, what's my point in all this? And then just say, I don't remember.
I don't remember. No, I do remember. If you're not super goal-oriented, what I want to try to articulate, and that's why I asked Kev, because he used to not be as goal-oriented. Now he's super goal-oriented. You have all the benefits of being goal-oriented now. But if you were to sell goal orientation to your past self, you're going to sell it better than I can. Not being goal-oriented is affecting you in ways you don't know. For most people that I coach, when we create goals, I just have a bunch of new clients actually that are creating goals. It has nothing to do with getting the goal. It has to do with getting some direction, getting some momentum, getting some consistency, getting some habits, what's a good example of this? It's like if your goal is to get to Los Angeles and you're driving from the East Coast, you get to stop in Columbus, Ohio and Vegas, and you get all these other awesome things along the way. You get to end up at the Rockies and you drive through the Rockies. They're amazing. It's kind of that. Just because getting to the destination, it's like going on a vacation, right? Your goal to going to Belgium, Kev, isn't to go to Belgium. Your goal is to experience Belgium. But and your magnificent journey with Taryn to Belgium is going to be way more than just like, if it's about getting the goal, you might as well go there, get off the plane. Hey, we went to Belgium, and then drive, fly home. I hope that's an analogy that will land. I'm obsessed with goals. I want to encourage everyone to have bigger goals.
The beautiful thing about Belgium too is when we decided we were going to go to Belgium, I don't know if we really understood how close London, Paris, and Amsterdam was. Those are all an hour and a half train ride. So those are all byproducts of us going. Maybe Taryn probably understood at a deeper level than I did. Geography is not my thing. The world's a big place, and there's a lot of places that I don't even know exist. So it's not my strength. What's your next level nugget?
When you set goals that you desire, you will become more. You will learn more. Yes, you will have challenges, but there's a lot of things that you didn't know were going to be so meaningful until after you trusted the journey on the way to the goal. The point of the goal isn't to get the goal. The point of the goal is to go on a magnificent adventure and to become more and contribute more.
My next level nugget would be next time you are debating on whether or not you want to do something, asking yourself if you would feel accomplished after might be a great thing to get you to do it in the first place. Maybe you don't want to go for a walk, but if you said, well, I'll definitely feel accomplished after I do, cool, awesome. I don't want to go grocery shopping, but I hate cleaning around the house, but when we do it, I feel very accomplished. That's a good little hack for me. I'll try that on myself next time.
Feeling accomplished is often a byproduct of doing things that you don't really want to do. And that's very common. You may not want to go to the gym, but after you will feel accomplished.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Next level, excuse me?
No, I said yeah.
Gotta make sure. Anything else about food or anything? Very hungry. This is a very food. When you were talking about jumbo donuts, throwback. A little, for those who don't know, because 99.99999% of you probably don't live in Uxbridge, Massachusetts. So I think there's two of them. There's one in Uxbridge and one in Northbridge, which are
both still open.
Towns next to each other. It's just a little mom and pop shop. Coffee, donuts, breakfast sandwiches, pastries, that type of stuff. Real good.
Oh, yeah. Huge shout out to Jumbo's.
Cinnamon, used to get large cinnamon sticky bun iced coffee. And this is where this is a pro move, extra cream, extra sugar, obviously. Yeah, it was dangerous. I used to.
It's a 400 calorie drink right there, man.
I wondered why the scale was going the wrong way. That was why.
That was it.
That was why.
Bacon, egg, and cheese croissant. I'm telling you, if you ever frequent Uxbridge, Mass, that's the way. Jumbo donuts, bacon, egg, and cheese croissant.
Quick 750 calories right there. Next Level Nation. A lot of people have been taking advantage of this. Alan is doing free calls with the amazing Next Level Nation community. That's you if you're watching or listening to this. Click the link in the show notes. You can hop on the Zoom machine with Alan. You can bring anything. Maybe you have questions about your career. Maybe you have questions about a relationship. Maybe you just want to say, hey, Alan, what do you like behind the scenes? Are you as weird as I think? Maybe. Are you less weird than I think? Probably not. The only way to find out will be to click the link in the show notes and get on a Zoom with Alan. So the link will be in the show notes.
This is fun for me. And really, if you do that, I will help you achieve your goals. Whatever goal you want, I'm good at that. I'm not good at everything, but that's my jam. Is your mental health hindering your growth? This is something I was not good at. And we're going to talk a lot about self-care. We're going to talk a lot about trauma responses. We're going to talk a lot about your self-concept. I have a new kitten. We have Tucker, Tariel, and Tilly. Tilly is actually short for Tiger Lily. And yes, it's a mayhem here at the house. New little kitten, 4 weeks old, cutest thing ever. But she just looked in the mirror for the first time, and Emilia was telling me, she's like, she doesn't know who she is yet. She doesn't have a self-concept yet. It's the first time she's ever seen a mirror. You ever seen a cat look in the mirror? They just are so curious. Like, is that me? Interesting. And mental health is self-concept. I was joking with Emilia earlier. I said, well, whatever she decided, little Tilly decided in the mirror is going to dictate a lot of her life. Did she decide she's a good-looking cat or a bad-looking cat? Did she decide she's a smart cat or a not smart cat or whatever? Self-concept is affecting your mental health, whether you know it or not. It's the record playing in the background. Is the record playing in the background? I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I don't believe in myself. I'm not going to achieve my goals, blah, blah, blah. I'm not good looking. Or is it, I'm the best. I got this. I can do it. So self-concept, mental health, monthly meetup, August 10th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link to register will be in the show notes. 2 days after my birthday, so you can come say hi to the birthday boy if you'd like. There you go.
If you'd like, a little extra, extra love. Tomorrow, for episode number 1418, if you're waiting for perfect, you'll be waiting forever. When we were in California, we had one of our friends and mentors in the back seat of our car holding a pair of Alan's underwear in a In-N-Out drive-thru. And that is where the inspiration for that episode came from. So make sure you tune in for that. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we do not have fans. We have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow.
Set and get those goals and feel accomplished. Next Level Nation.